Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Pierres. Yeah!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Lucky Pierre's movie reviews. Tonight we're reviewing a movie from 2000, a controversial movie, a crazy movie, a cult classic, if you will. American Psycho. All right, guys, what'd you think? I mean, what do you think? I know you've seen it already, but what do you think?
Oh, it's great.
It is a great movie.
I forgot how
Classic in a culty way.
I forgot how star-studded and stacked the cast was.
Yeah. Who do we got? We got Bale, Defoe,
Reese Witherspoon,
Chloe Sevigny,
Leto.
Jared Leto.
Josh Lucas.
Josh Lucas is who you were like. Does he count?
Yeah, does he count?
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I don't think he does. Oh, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's like such a crazy movie. It starts off like in a fancy restaurant, such a high class, classy
menu,
music.
The menu looks fucking obnoxious. I hated it.
Yeah, the metal. What's it? Metal or glass?
It's like a weird metal menu, I think.
Yeah, from some high end restaurant. Yeah, but
Just imagine if you saw all the other Bale movies and then you saw this, like what you would think. And you're like, this is the most insane performance I've ever seen. Of an
I can't
actor.
believe I've supported this actor. That's funny. Yeah, like that's Batman.
Yeah.
That right there, the dude posing in the mirror banging hookers. That's
Amazing.
Batman. Yeah, chasing a woman down the hallway with a chainsaw. Yeah, but his outbursts, some of the best outbursts ever. The one to start it off was with that bartender. What's he say?
You're a fucking ugly bitch. I want to stab you to death and play around in your blood.
Does she hear him?
I think the music's super loud.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't even acknowledge it.
And he just smiles. He's like,
Yeah,
he's extremely vain and narcissistic, isn't he?
just a little bit.
A little bit.
He does like 4,000 skin peels and lotions and stuff, and constantly working out.
Preparing his body.
Yeah.
He hates Nazis.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep. He says something about
Could we not be anti-Semitic about
stop
it?
being so anti-Semitic. Yeah.
I wrote down what a weird club, but is it? Because I wouldn't fucking know. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that how a club is? Because it just seemed very weird. The women like dancing with guns, and it was just very weird.
It was a strange club. Yeah. Who knows what clubs are like back then or today? I know.
When me and Russ,
They don't have a good bathroom to do coke in.
Yeah.
me and Russ saw this when it first came out. It was just us two, and then a mom and a kid in the theater. And at some point, he says, "Tell the hooker to wash her vagina."
He's like,
And
make sure you clean your vagina.
They pieced out as soon as he said that.
They pieced out. Yeah, that was enough for them.
We were dying laughing the whole time.
Yeah. Not much of a family movie,
No.
if you will.
Then, not too long after that, he's says that if you don't shut your fucking mouth, I will kill you.
Yeah. It's pretty apparent. It's pretty about 10, 15 minutes in, he's different. He's
Slightly.
I'd say immediately.
yeah. He says stuff like, she says, "Why don't you quit your job or why don't you try something else?" He says, "Because I want to fit in." Yeah, like, you know. He says
It's
something.
almost like a alien in like a human suit.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to react to people.
Yeah.
He's just got
he has no emotions when he says stuff.
He's just got porn going full blast while he's on the phone.
Yeah. His daily routine, he has porn going in the background and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just
While he's working out, he has Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
crazy.
Anybody who's seen it, if you bring up like the business card
business
scene,
card.
they start
Oh my
laughing, like
The business card rage and jealousy is just neurotic and insane.
Yeah, that's a dick measuring scene. You know what I mean? Like with business cards being like,
passed out.
Yeah, it's like he's
The color, the texture,
yeah,
the font.
Yeah.
he gets
Well-
like super anxiety when someone says like eggshell. He starts sweating like, oh god, that's
A
the
bead
nicest
of
business
sweat
card.
goes down.
It even has a watermark.
He wants to kill himself when
Yeah,
he
he
sees
says,
eggshell.
"Oh my god, it even has a watermark." Yeah. But then what else happens?
After that is like the first murder.
He murders that homeless
the
man.
bum and the dog is a little rough.
Shame, yeah.
Honestly, that's odd to say that's the rough scene, but it was to me.
It was, yeah.
When someone like stomps out a dog, it's pretty
Yeah.
tough.
That and not only that, he insulted that man before he killed him. That was mean.
It felt very.
It was mean.
It was very weird. It's like, hey man, I'll help. First, you think he's like gonna be nice to him, like he's like, hey man, I'll help you out. And
Yeah.
he's like, you smell like shit. And then it goes downhill real
Immediately
fast.
turned. He immediately turned. Yeah.
Why don't you have a fucking job?
You loser. Yeah. God. He has some good lines though, doesn't he? I think my mask of sanity is about to slip. And then that waiter asks him, "Would you like to hear the specials? Not if you want to keep your spleen."
Oh, there's like just 100 lines that just make you die laughing.
Don't just stare at it, eat it.
Yeah, he's talking to the hooker to
Yeah,
tell
it's just,
the one hooker to eat the other one's.
Almost all of his monologue is gold.
Yes, it is.
Then I love the over-analysis of all the music he listens to. Like
Yes,
Huey
yes.
Lewis and the News.
He's
and
a
then,
huge music fan. Huge music fan.
Genesis, and then Whitney Houston.
Yep, those are the three. Yep, I think there might be even one more. But oh yeah, what's he say to Willem Dafoe when like?
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe is questioning him, and he's like, "Oh, you like Huey Lewis and the News? They sound too black for me." After previously in the movie just raving about Huey
They
Lewis and the
sound
News.
too black for me. Yeah. He's like a robot, like in his emotions or whatever, but his words are that of like you'd see like
Eloquent.
scribbled and crap on like an insane asylum wall, you know, like
Maybe that's why he listens to music so much so he can like relate to people. Like
yeah,
So he
that's
has
true.
Something to talk
Yeah.
about.
Something, yeah, that keeps him sane. Yeah,
Then his lies are fucking ridiculous.
yeah.
But I love how often he says he has to return some videotapes.
he
Like,
does
I've
say
got to
it.
return some videotapes. And then Willem Dafoe's like, well, where were you on this date and time? And he's like, I was probably returning videotapes.
he just does that like twice a week.
And then he's like, I was at a new musical. Oh, Africa, Brave Africa. It's a laugh riot.
Yeah,
Then that's where the Huey Lewis bit was, too.
that's so good. But whenever he says something like completely insane and like truthful, almost, you know, like he says, people aren't paying attention. He says,
Yeah.
"I like to dissect girls. Did you know that I'm utterly insane?"
Yeah, I wrote that.
That's a good one.
His confessions going unnoticed so often, like, both shows that he's crazy, but that also other people don't pay attention to people.
No, they don't. Like it could happen in the real world. You could say something and someone
absolutely.
would be on their phone. Oh yeah, yeah.
I just imagine like Bale reading the script before he takes the role. Like, how do you apply for this job when you read that script? Like, this is the most insane thing I've ever
Then
read.
I want to try out for this.
That's-
I know.
I want to audition for this.
We've all seen Slackers, and Patrick Bateman and Cool Ethan have more than a few things in common.
Cool Ethan.
Two legendary
Yeah,
characters.
they definitely need a crossover.
Yeah.
It'd be the strangest crossover and the strangest comparison I've ever heard in my life. But that is such a crazy scene when he kills Paul, Jared Leto, in his apartment. Like, he's talking to him through rooms while he's preparing to murder him. He's just talking
Yeah.
casually, like about music and
Doesn't
stuff.
he like put the trench coat on and then Paul Allen asks
Yeah,
about like it's gonna rain or something?
Yeah,
He's
the clear
like,
raincoat. Then
No, Paul.
He said that was one of your favorite shots. Was in the Paul Allen.
Yeah, when he hits him once and then he's screaming at him, "Try to get your freaking reservation now!" And he's like, his hair's all disheveled and he's covered in blood.
so amazing.
That's an amazing shot and terrifying if you look at it as a standalone shot.
One of my favorite shots is the frozen head.
Yeah.
He just opens his fridge nonchalantly, and there's just a frozen head staring.
While his assistant's
Yeah.
at his place, yeah. That's so crazy.
Then another weird scene is while his assistant is there, the Reese Witherspoon voicemail to him is just so awkward and uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
she's like being super sweet and weird, but like detached at the same time. And then he's sitting there uncomfortable, and his assistant sitting there listening to this romantic voicemail the whole time. It was very.
You think
weird.
some of that's just weird because it's his perspective we're seeing it through and it's just
Well, I think it's weird because he straight up tells her like, "I don't give a fuck about you. Like, you're part of the mask. Like,
yeah.
you're so I fit in with these people.
Yeah.
I don't really care about you. We have to break up." And
Yeah.
then she's like, "I thought we were getting married." And like, and it's just super. He's like, when he gets up and leaves at the restaurant, he's like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, yeah. You're causing a scene. Yeah. He says things so monotone and like deadpan without emotion. It's crazy.
Then, he drugs the wine right in front of the girls.
Yep.
Like at first the camera makes it seem like maybe he's behind a bar or doing, and then when it spins around, they're just sitting in the living room and he's just emptying pills into their wine right in front of them.
He doesn't care what the hell they think. To
could be,
him,
like,
to him,
just-
they're garbage.
That could be in his head. That could be not even happening.
That's
so
true.
We don't know.
Yeah, because at the end we'll get to that. Yeah, like
Then
And then the legendary scene is him running down the hallway
yeah.
naked with a
Well, yeah.
chainsaw.
Then I just wrote, "I love Whitney Houston," and then the naked chainsaw
Oh,
scene.
it's amazing.
that's one of the most insane scenes I've ever seen in any movie ever.
Unbelievable. unbelievable. He just runs out of the hallway like a crazy madman with a chainsaw.
Sprinting down the hall with the
butt-ass
chainsaw,
naked.
Yeah.
covered in blood. And then he drops the chainsaw 10 stories on that woman and hits her.
Somebody I know reviewed the movie and said they took away half a star because Bale did not have an erection while running with the chainsaw.
Did they have like the hots for Bale or something?
I just think it was something funny to say.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
would have
But
upped the
also,
psychometer.
maybe.
Yeah. How about when he quotes Ed Gein? That's a good quote. And then he giggles like excitedly, you know, like his coworkers just looking at each other like, is this guy all right?
And again, he hits him with, I have to return some videotapes.
Iconic.
Like the guy, that's when I think the guy thinks he wants to be gay with him in the bathroom. And he's
Yeah.
like, and just walks out and he's like, where are you going?
He
He's
goes, what is it?
like, he's like, I got to return some videotapes.
Yeah. That's so great.
And then at the ATM, he thinks the ATM says, feed me a stray cat. And he's just trying to shove a cat in the card slot.
Yeah. And that's when the downhill rampage,
Yeah.
shooting rampage starts.
Yeah, he shoots at the old lady, and then he gets in the shootout, which is batshit crazy,
Yeah.
which is a big pending question mark, because most of the other stuff you could understand, like, especially because it was in the 80s. It wasn't present day. So, like, in a rich person's high-rise apartment building, you could understand getting away with some stuff. And then in private apartments, you could kill somebody and get away with it.
For sure.
But then just out in the street, firing on cops, blowing up police cars, and like even he is like looks at it like, what the fuck is
Because
going
that
on?
giant explosion,
Yeah.
he's like,
From a handgun, he just shoots and like the whole car blows up.
he looks at his gun.
And then like then
And then his
he was-
confession, like
yeah.
you can't
He's
top
so-
the confession. I
That's
watched
so
it over
amazing.
1,000
he's
times.
That's so amazing.
meticulous and articulate the whole movie. And then when he starts confessing, he doesn't know how many people he is. He starts rambling and like.
Some homeless people,
Yeah.
maybe 5 or 10.
He's like,
I
5, 10,
don't know.
20. I ate some of them. I cooked the brains.
Yeah, and then he gags. He goes, I cooked a little. He's like,
But then, like, he was so calm, cool, and collected, like, the whole movie. And then in that scene, just unravels so quickly.
it's literally like a minute or a minute and a half
before
long.
your
It's
eyes,
just
just
everything,
unravels.
everything. It just spews out of him.
Yeah.
I killed Paul Allen with an axe in the face. His body is rotting in a bathtub in Hell's Kitchen. It's so good. That monologue, that last scene will be, the whole movie probably will be remembered forever, but that in particular is just so perfect. It's just so great, memorable. I would argue that it's Christian Bale's best performance ever. I think it's
Well, there's no argument. It is.
it is. Yeah. But all right, guys.
Well, that's what. So about the end, you said we'd get back to the
Oh
ending.
yes. The ending. I think it was all in his
Yeah,
head.
you think none of it happened.
I think none of it happened.
I go back and forth on it. Like
Yeah.
I can take
Joe-
it either way. Like
And
How
then
would it though? Because
put down
here's
that-
the thing. How would it though? Because like the bodies aren't where he left them. Aren't there in Paul Allen's place? And then
but-
that dude said Paul Allen. He was just with Paul Allen in
Correct.
London.
But that was my whole note is I feel like every time he killed somebody, he did kill somebody. But he might be mistaken who it was that he was killing because the whole movie they're always mistaking each other for each other and don't know who's who. And like he literally approaches his own attorney that he made that confession to and he doesn't know it's him. He's like, "I'm Patrick Bateman." He's like, "No, you're not."
yeah.
And like so I think that the whole point is he is obviously losing his grip on sanity and did commit atrocities, but it doesn't matter if he committed it who he thought he did or not, because even if those people were who he thought they were or if they weren't, it doesn't affect the plot at all.
No,
And I think that was intentional.
you're saying he might have done some terrible stuff to rando people.
To random people, not or a different businessman that he thought was Paul Allen and it wasn't Paul Allen.
and my thought is
Yeah,
like
because he's getting names and stuff
Yeah,
mixed up.
they're all getting.
if you've ever
and-
seen Joker, he's the narrator and he's
Yeah.
insane. He's
Right.
a very unreliable
It's
narrator.
unreliable.
So it's like
Ah.
Bateman's like narrating his own stuff.
Bateman's
He's super unreliable. He's insane.
Bateman's
so
perspective.
He doesn't know what he
So I
did.
feel like even if
I never
not
thought about it
all
like
of it
that.
happened, like
Yeah.
the shootout, I think did not happen.
Yeah, you're thinking even what the images we're seeing is like in Bateman's mind.
Yeah.
So it's
he's narrating his whole life. So he doesn't-
unreliable. It's an unreliable.
Yeah,
it's as if
exactly.
he's telling you what the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Same with Joker. Yeah, if you've seen Joker.
yeah. So that yeah. All right, guys. You want to get to ratings?
Ratings.
All right. I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 9.
Loved it.
I love
I love it.
Yeah, I was in between you guys and stuck with a 9.
Great. And final verdict: watch it ASAP. Watch it whenever. Skip it.
Watch it ASAP.
if you haven't
Watch
seen
it ASAP. It's so crazy, just on its originality, uniqueness, and just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like it goes hard.
Polarizing, like
Controversial, polarizing. It goes hard in the paint, as the kids say. It goes real hard.
very unique.
But all right, guys, movie quote time. We got the movie quote game. Shaw won the first round because we're going up to 10. We haven't decided on the prize yet, but we're going to start the second
The
round.
prize may or may not be a noose.
Yeah. I got a quote for you boys. How about this one? Give me some sugar, baby.
Army of Darkness.
There you go.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell. That's it.
Jeez Louise.
All right, guys. That's our review for American Psycho. Thank you for watching. We love you. And we will see you very soon.